Hey guys, it's Jen with 2Ns. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am going to show you how to do a marble with pink and purple. Of course, I am going to start every manicure with my peel base, as I do. And I have some exciting news, friends. I finally figured out how to pronounce this. I asked the company how to pronounce their name, and it is actually UNT. So, mystery solved. Now we can all go about our lives and say that we use UNT peel base. I love this stuff. I am able to switch out my manicures every day. If you want your manis to last, then I do recommend you skip this step, but it is 1,000 times easier and nicer than having to soak off my nails in acetone every day. So UNT for the win. I love this peel base. After you apply your peel base, make sure it's completely dry before you use it. The colors that I am using today are Cherish and Hazel Grace. Both of them are from Double Dip, and I am also using Double Dip's liquids. I do have a code if you would like to save 10% at Double Dip. It's DIPGen10, and again, I'll have that down in the description box below so you don't have to remember that. But 10% all day, any day, whenever you want. They do have a kit. The kit comes with all of the liquids that you need. It comes with the base coat, the activator, the top coat, which I just showed there, and it also comes with a brush cleaner, which is amazing, especially if you're using the dip top coat, because you absolutely will harden your brush at some point in your life. What I'm using today for the marble is a French dip tray. I got this from Amazon. It was pretty cheap, but you can actually, I think Double Dip even has one, but I got this from Amazon. What we want to do first is fill it up with our powder. We want to make sure that we're prepared. I like to put clear base in. I mix clear base with white when I do my marbles. You can play around with it if you just want to do clear and then put the colors, or if you just want to do white. It all depends. I like to mix them, so I always start with a little bit of clear and then I put white. I'm actually using Rossi's white. Rossi, their powder and their liquid, it takes a long time for it to dry. So I use their powders for stuff like this when it's not as, I don't need it to be perfect, if that makes sense, because this is just going to be the base. So then I kind of mix it around just so that I don't have clear on the bottom and white on the top. I just stir it around to mix the powders together. I did get this cool little stir stick from Amazon also. It's actually a coffee stir stick. If you've been watching my videos, then you already know how cool I think this is. I think it is awesome because I can just wipe the edge, wipe the tip after I'm done stirring. Don't mind me there. I had something in there. Had a little pink, I think it was a glitter. I'm not really sure, but I love the cuticle pusher, the end of that, a little spoon. It's got so many uses. Anyways, my stir stick that I got from Amazon, I love it. Always make sure that you have a napkin prepared, freshly ready to go for you, because you will absolutely need it. So what I'm doing here is I'm making the powders, even though I stirred it, now I want to make sure that the powder is even and flat, because when I go in to add the color, I want to make sure when I go to stir it, I already have a flat base to work with. You'll know why once you go to dip your finger in. Again, with my cuticle pusher, I'm going to use the spoon side, and I'm just going to scoop a little bit of the purple, and I'm going to just tap it into the white and move it around. Just tap it and move my spoon to get little purple spots throughout the powder. And it really does not need to be perfect at all. So if you end up getting a big clump in a certain spot, don't worry about it. Just keep moving on. You don't want it, you want this to be random. So if you try to perfectly place your colors, it's not going to work out for you. So after I put the purple in, now I moved on to the pink, and I just did the exact same thing to the pink. I wanted to make sure though that I got pink on the white spots instead of on the purple. If I got pink on the purple also, that's okay, but just make sure that you randomly place the pink in different spots that the purple is also. After you have all of the powder placed in there, now we're going to use the other side of the cuticle pusher. We're going to use the pointy side. We're going to use it as a stir stick. I just went in and made kind of swirly marks, completely random. It does not need to be perfect. Just kind of move the powder around and push it and swirl it around so that we get the marble effect. You want to make sure you don't go too deep into the powder either. We just want to do this on the surface. So this is what it looks like for now, but we're still not done. What you want to do next is tap your container on the not the ground, on your table. There we go. Tap it, and you want the powder to go flat again. Now that we have the powder is flat, we have a good dipping place for our nail. Now that we are prepared, our workspace is prepared and our product is prepared, now we can move on just like a normal dip. So you want to start with your base coat, a very thin layer of base coat. Make sure that you wipe any excess on the edge and just put your base coat on your nail like you're going to normally dip. Make sure you don't get too close to your cuticle. You will flood your cuticle edges. And make sure that you have completely full coverage on your nail and a very thin coat. I know I said that already, but it is very important that you have a thin coat, because if your liquid is too thick, then your powder is going to become too thick, which in turn means your nail will be too thick, and then you're going to have a lot of filing to do. Well, if you have to file your design, then you may ruin your design whenever you do marble and stuff. So, and also very important to note, if you get any on your skin, wipe it off, because the powder will stay on your skin and it is not fun trying to get the powder off of your skin. And when you are ready to dip, then just go ahead and dip your nail very, very lightly, roll it gently over the top surface. That's a gently roll it over the surface, or gently roll it over the top of your powder. And there we go, there's our first dip. You want to make sure to clean your cuticle edges. I sped this part up because you guys have seen me clean my cuticle edges many times. And I'm definitely trying to make shorter videos for you guys. So I am aware that my videos are long. And then after your cuticles comes dusting. So dust off the excess powder. I did have a little bit of an edge here. I don't really know what happened, but when I went to go clean my cuticles, there was a lip. So not a problem if that happens to you. If the powder is still soft, you can press it down like I'm doing here, but it's not going to be perfect, and that's not a problem because we can fix it when we file. This was definitely not one of my smoothest cleaning of cuticle lines, but it's okay. Like I said, we can always fix it when we file. So there is the first dip. I know it's hard to see in the video, but you can kind of see the purple. The pink is a little harder to see, but in real life, it's there. After your first dip, then the next step is to straighten out your powder again. You want to tap it and press it down. Basically, you want to make your powder flat again. I still had some pink and purple there that I could use. Otherwise, if you don't, you may need to add more pink and purple to your mixture and just remake it for your next dip. But it worked out just perfectly for me because I was dipping my pinky and there's not a lot of space. So I still had plenty of space in my dip tray. Not plenty of space, plenty of powder, plenty of unused powder that I could use. I'm gonna just let you guys watch for a little bit and I won't yap your ear off, so I'll be back here shortly. And there is our first layer of marble dip. So after you have your first layer on, then you need to make a decision. You need to decide if you like the design the way that it is or if you want to do a second layer. If you do a second layer, of course, it makes your design darker. It also, it will overlap over your previous design. So it'll help add to it, but it will also change it. So keep that in mind when you're deciding if you want to do a second layer or not. I did a second layer on only one of my fingers. The other one I thought was completely fine. I was happy with the way the darkness and the pattern, that's the word I'm looking for. I was happy with the way it turned out. So for the second layer, you will need to redo your powder. Never have I ever been able to have a third, if that makes sense. So just remember when you are adding the powder and you're swirling it around, not to go too deep into the clear. Another reason you don't want to do that is because if you swirl it in too deep, then if you have to do more powder, if you have to do it again, all of a sudden you don't have clear and white. You don't have a clear and white base anymore. You have a pink and purple powder. So just try to keep it swirly and not too deep into the powder. I'm going to speed up this part of the video again, and I'm just going to let you watch. So I'll talk to you in a few. Once you are happy and satisfied with the design that you've done, aw, look how pretty. Then the next step is to put clear powder over it to protect your design from when you are filing and or buffing. I am using Double Dip's Clear Base. This is a really awesome clear powder. You put it on just like you do regular dip powder. You put the base on and then you dip you dip your finger into the powder and clean up your cuticles and then dust it off. Clear powder is stronger than regular dip powder, so it does provide an extra layer of protection on your nails, which is one of the reasons that I for sure did it on my index finger. You can save the powder if you want. Get a little plastic baggie. You can save all of your ombre powders, or not ombre, all of your marble powders and see what color you end up with later. And then after you have all that done, then it is time to activate. Activating hardens your nails so that you can go in and file. This is a very important step. It also shows you what color the dip powder actually is. Once your activator is dry, it takes 2 minutes, so wait 2 minutes before you go in with your file. But now it is time to shape your nails and file them and make them all pretty. So you notice that rounded edge? I love this file. I use that rounded edge and I go around my cuticle edge and I kind of make like a heart. This is how I file my nails. I file my cuticle edge. I round it and I smooth it. So I just wanted to show you guys that because it's really helpful. And I very rarely do I ever use an e-file anymore. I do all of my filing manually. Sometimes I'll use the e-file, but I just think that it's so much faster and easier, and I get, there's no, I don't know, hand filing, I think I get a better result, and I don't cut my cuticles. So once you're filed, take a look at your handiwork, make sure you are satisfied with it, and then go wash your hands. After you wash your hands, it's time for the second coat of activator. Let that coat dry and then take a lint-free wipe and wipe your nails. Or you can also take the lint-free wipe with alcohol and wipe your nails. The purpose of this is to get any remaining activator off your nails before you take the top coat to your nails, because the activator will harden your brush and it could potentially ruin your top coat. My husband always makes fun of me for the way I say potentially, so sorry if it annoys anybody. Next step is to make sure you have a fresh paper towel or napkin ready for your top coat. You do want to make sure it's fresh. You don't want to have any activator or any base coat on this. For your first round of top coat, go in 3 swipes and you're done. Make sure that you wipe your brush before you put it back into the bottle. And then again, 3 swipes and you're done. Don't worry about making it perfect. We're just getting it on the nail. After you have your first coat of top coat on. Let your top coat dry, but not all the way. You want it still to be tacky when you go in for your second coat. So when it starts to look like shrink wrap on your nails, then you know you can go in for your second coat. For your second coat, you want to, this is when you can be perfect. So you can be very detailed, make sure that you get the entire nail, make sure that it looks perfect to you, and then always, always, always cap your free edge. You want to cap your free edge because this protects any moisture from, it protects your nails and it stops any moisture from getting underneath, which could, of course, cause lifting. So always make sure you remember to cap your free edge. And there it is. I think it looks beautiful. I really actually do like the way that this turned out. But of course, we're not done yet. The last and final step is you must show your cuticles some love. Always, always, always make sure that you put cuticle oil on after you're done with your mani. You beat up your cuticles, you file them, they're dry, they don't get taken care of during the whole mani process. So cuticle oil is your way to show the cuticles, your cuticles, that you love them and that you do care for them. A healthy cuticle is a healthy nail. So if you want healthy nails, then put cuticle oil on. It's as simple as that. I am using Candi Skin Care. It is cotton candy, which is my absolute favorite cuticle oil in the world. There is a $5 discount code in the description box below. So a $5 off link. So make sure you grab that. And don't forget the discount code for Double Dip down below as well. Try their kits. They are awesome. There we are. There is our marble mani. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you learned something. Please like and subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Instagram, dip.nail.it. And of course, as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.